Hey, how's it going? I'm thinking I might have vibe coded myself a pretty cool tool. It's basically a financial platform that's going to sit on top of my already existing data, and it's designed to streamline the reporting process. My job as a FP&A guy is to create a deck or a package or a product for my clients. And I basically just got sick of all the screenshots, and the bullets and all that stuff. And if the information changed, I'd have to do it again. And I also wanted to have something that served as like a foundation, that being the QuickBooks hierarchy, and I wanted my forecast model to plug right into it. And I didn't want that to change. I just wanted to hit the refresh button. It'd always be kind of the source of truth. And I did it. I created it. It's good. I also realized that AI would probably do a really good first pass at the budget first actual and the month over month analysis. But I guess what I'm trying to say, the pathway to get there was actually interesting. I thought I could just go from n8n to Lovable. And if you don't know what those tools are, n8n does AI automation. Lovable is actually like a chat-based web builder. You can just talk to it. And I built this with a chat assist. I don't know how to code. I don't know how to program. And I just chatted a bunch and it created this. So it works. But what I needed was a third party, that being Supabase. Supabase actually integrates really nice with Lovable, and it's kind of required because there's a lot of data going back and forth, especially like to create the charts and the dashboard and the tables. Plus, it's securitized, and you have like user sign in. It's really nice. Also, it plays nice with n8n, which is great. So it's like this trifecta of awesome. But what's really cool is I learned how to do back-end engineering and databases. All of a sudden, I was like, hold the boat. I don't have to be limited to just like QuickBook, like P&L, balance sheet, and my forecast model. All of a sudden, I can throw everything at it. I can query every single report out of QuickBooks, like sales by products, sales by customers, AR aging, AP aging, all these different things. On top of that, I don't have to just be limited to my forecast model. I can throw CVS files. I can throw other trackers or schedules or anything that I have that's Excel based, I can put in there into the database. And all of a sudden, I have a really enriched system to add a lot more context to my financial review. And then as I started understanding a little bit more about querying, I realized, wait, I can actually just have a chat AI assist query this information for me. So now I don't have just a stagnant slide deck with some, you know, screenshots and bullet points. I have a fully integrated system that the users can talk back and forth with their information if they have questions. And but then I thought a little bit more about it, and what I thought was this refresh actual button. I do this every single month. I pull all this information. Why don't I do a really in-depth study or analysis up front, right? Behind the scenes, month over month stuff, budget versus actual stuff, trend analysis, look into the future, look at the forecast, look at the assumptions of the forecast. And all of a sudden I can create these prompts. I call them these like proactive insights. And I can have a ton of these where really the user can just kind of scroll through and be like, okay, like what's going on? What drives sales, product, income growth, for the forecast? And they can just literally fire it off, right? And it goes to this workflow that I have over here. There's actually like two routes. This first route is what we're going through right now, where it's just basically going to fetch the answer of the analysis. But it actually goes through this RAG retrieval system, which basically captures this unstructured data, like anything. It doesn't have to be, Excel based. It could be PDFs, it could be sales invoices, it could be email transcriptions, it could be meeting transcriptions. All of a sudden, you can put some flair, a little like storytelling to your already existing data. Like it's not going to like fabricate the truth, like what happened, you have the financials there, but you can add a story to it, and all of a sudden it's a little bit more insightful response. Let's do this one. What drove design incomes 2020 2250 search? Design income surged from 0 in July to 2,250 in August, driven by 7 focused transaction, viral multi-channel marketing campaign. That's definitely a RAG retrieval response there. The 7 focused transactions coming from underlying GL data, most likely. TikTok led the revenue. That's coming from a marketing person. I have like a marketing campaign thing in here. And then you can see, like we can see how many impressions we had. We can see we had a 7.7% conversion rate. And I have this little, double click feature here where you have just a ton of data if you want it. I probably will you can pause the screen if you want to read it, but let's look at it another way. Let's say I want to come up with a question myself. I do have a question. Let's say, who are my best customers? Now this is going to go down a different path. It's not going to go down the predefined path. It's actually going to do the tokened throw the kitchen sink at it method. It fetches everything in the database. It's just, here's what I got. Here's my account structure as well. Good luck. And then it hands it off to this path agent. And this guy's like, okay, what's the question? What are all my resources at my disposal? All right, I think it should go fetch these tables. It does it dynamically right here. And you can see it already like is done. And then it hands a ton of information to this agent. This agent's like, okay, what's the question? What do I have? And answers a response. And you can see Cool Cars is the best customer with 2,091.94 sales in August. John Melton. Anyways, you kind of get the idea. There's actually a lot of cool things that this tool does, but I'm more interested in just seeing what people think. Is this overkill? Would anyone want to talk to your data? Is it good to get insights? Is there risk to getting insights? Maybe is there a way that I could morph this? I actually have ideas that I want to build with this. I'm pretty excited about it, but I eventually had to like just let people know what I'm doing, get it out there, kind of like a whole building in public thing. But really excited about it. Hopeful that maybe in the future, working with different companies, this could be a cool tool to work with their already existing system. I don't think it's going to replace a CFO, someone who has, cognitive, insights and can diagnose, instantly, but definitely is going to save time when it comes to like creating a deck and doing, upfront analysis and diving into questions. And I mean, does your CFO give you like 100 insights, to your books in that month automatically? Like little things like that, I think could potentially go far away and could be a cool like resource to have for your clients. So anyways, guys, I'm done talking. Let me know your thoughts, shoot me a DM, and see you on the flip side.